Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. I wanted to make this really quick video for you before I go away for the summer. And yeah, hopefully this video will be able to get posted at some point, but I'm really hoping it can. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I basically just wanted to come on here and talk to you about what it was like being in college with COVID. Okay, so one of the main things that was most important is that we had to get daily COVID testing. I don't think I took any pictures or anything. I did take pictures of what I'm going to talk about, so I'll be able to display them, but we had to do daily COVID testing. I did film a week in the life. I can't remember if I scheduled this video before or after the week in the life, so either you'll see that or you already saw it, that we have weekly COVID testing, so I tried to go on the same day. And that was really important because in the fall they didn't do weekly testing for everyone, so in the spring it was a lot better and we were able to control it a lot better. There were signs all along the floors everywhere that kind of were either arrows or were like telling us to stay 6 feet apart. Masks were to be worn at all times, even in the library. We could only use water bottles to fill up at the water fountains. We weren't allowed to like put our mouth to it. And then we could only take off our masks if we were like eating or drinking and we weren't in our rooms. So I had to wear it to go to the bathroom, to take out the trash, all this other stuff. I usually had to wear a mask. Most of my classes were online, and all of my classes were online actually, so I don't really have any pictures inside classrooms, but it was most of the same things, you know, signs. I know they had like spray bottles because like you have to clean the desks and stuff. In the dining hall, what was cool and kind of different was that it was all kind of like you tell them what you want and they get it for you. So we have different stations in my dining hall, and there are only like three stations that stayed the same, where you tell them what you want and they serve it for you. All the other stations were mainly self-served. So with COVID, all of the stations where the workers get it for you and you tell them what you want. And then with to-go, we got these little to-go coins. And that kind of gave us, like, when we asked them, can we get this to go, we would put the coin in the bucket and they would give us like a to-go box. And before it was these reusable to-go boxes, but this time it was disposable ones. And then most of our plates and silverware were disposable. I think we only used like the reusable washing glass kind like once or twice. And that was because it had something to do with like the washing machine or something like that. So we had to use like disposable stuff. And then there were hand sanitizer things everywhere. There were like plexiglass. We tried our best to stay 6 feet apart in most settings. A lot of the events were held outside, and not a lot of events happened indoors. And then with the gym and stuff, I never really went to the gym because I don't really work out that much, but I think at some point you had to like reserve when you were going so that they knew like how many people would be in there at the one point. In terms of like visitors, we were only allowed one person per room. So last semester it was one person per roommate, and then they changed it to one person per room. I wasn't there last semester, so I can only tell you what happened in the spring. But it was one person per room, and then I think that pretty much covers most of it. I mean, that's most everything I did. I mean, I would either go to my room or go to the dining hall, and that was pretty much all I went. Study rooms. So usually like with study rooms, you're allowed to have more than a few people, but this time they like limited how many people were allowed to be in each study room depending on the size. And then kind of similar to like in the classrooms, in all of our public spaces they had spray bottles and towels because they wanted us to wash everything. So the chairs in the student center that are there for you to just chill on, all the study tables in the library, the study rooms, they all had like things to wipe, so you could wipe down your spot after you leave. So that was like really important to try to keep things sanitized. And then you had to wear a mask in the study room because you were still in a public place and they have no way to check if y'all are roommates. So you had to wear your mask. Unless you were in your room, you had to wear it. Like, that was a requirement. One last thing about the dining hall situation, there were these little cards on the table, which basically you flip them over once you've sat and ate, and then the workers know to come and wipe it down so that someone new can sit there. So that was something new that we weren't used to. And also they changed a lot of the seating, so there was less seating. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to be like next semester, if they're going to still have spaced out seating or not, because most of the students weren't on campus. But next semester, since things are going back to normal, it seems like more students will be on campus. So, and like there were days where it was really hard to find a spot, or it was like really crowded. So I'm wondering how that's going to work with more students, if the seating is still going to be like that. But yeah, I'm also really curious how it's just going to work in general, because the building right now, the student center that the dining hall is in, is being renovated. But hopefully it'll all turn out well. So yeah, that was basically my semester. It was just getting weekly COVID tests, trying to maintain social distancing and wearing masks. But I never caught COVID. None of my friends ever caught COVID, and we're all vaccinated now. So it works. It definitely works. Wearing masks and distancing works. And I'm glad that we didn't have an outbreak like it happened in the fall, because there was an outbreak in the fall. I was kind of sad not to be able to have a lot of events, and a lot of them had to be virtual, but everyone was kept safe, so that's the most important part. So yeah, that's pretty much what it was like for me, at least, going to college with COVID. It was a lot of just safety precautions, cleaning. I know the janitors were working more than they used to, making sure things were clean. But anyways, I think now, for real, that was pretty much everything that changed since my freshman year, besides just like COVID in general. Those are like the main things that changed on campus for us to stay safe. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what changes your school made to COVID, if you went online, things like that. And I hope you enjoyed this video and hearing kind of what my school did for COVID, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!